The Business Growth Podcast by legendary entrepreneur Dan Bradbury gives you the best strategies to grow a profitable, sustainable company that isn't dependent on you. Whether it be how to hire and lead a world-class team, business finance, marketing, time management, growth through acquisition, or maximizing your company's value before you exit, this podcast is for you. And now, your host for the Business Growth Podcast, Dan Bradbury.
Hello and welcome to the show. Keep going with the Q&A, although this time we're doing something slightly different. We're going to give a live example of one of the things that happened at one of our events. Dan, what happened?
So, great example. Perfect example of turnover is vanity, profit is sanity, and cash flow is king. So, true story. We had a mastermind discovery day. This is a kind of short half-day event that people come along to understand how we operate, if they're considering doing one of our mastermind programs, to understand the models we use to maximize the value in your business. And this gentleman, let's call him Lee. That's not his real name, but let's call him Lee. He was in the construction industry. And if you don't know anything about construction, we've had a few people in different construction and other trades industries in our mastermind. It's quite need for a front, or not a need. There's a lot of people put a lot of facades in this particular industry. So, you know, he was there and he had his Hublot watch and he pranced up in a brand new big shiny BMW. And during the session itself, you uncover people's beliefs about what they believe about business. And he was saying for him, it's all about the image. He was saying you've got to project success. If you want to win the big contracts, you know, you've got to look the part, you've got to act the part, you've got to feel the part.
Well, people have to have faith in you, don't they?
Right, which I think there's an element of truth to that, but in my mind, he took it too far. In essence, he was saying you need to fake it until you make it. So if you're 1 million and you want to be at 10 million, you need to act like 10 million now. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. So he went off in the session. It was quite egocentric, in my opinion. It was quite egocentric. It was all about him. And at the end of the session, he asked if he could have a quick word privately. And he actually started to cry because he was got this image of success and his company was growing. It scaled, I don't know, double or almost double in the last couple of years. And he wasn't so much projecting success as drowning in success. You know, because the fact was, because to get to the next stage, he'd had to invest for growth. But to my mind, he'd over-invested, or he was trying to keep up with the Joneses. So he'd got a car, got a bigger car, got a nicer watch, taken more extravagant holidays, spent more lavishly on clients and employees. And hear me on this, and this is the subtle distinction. Give me my voice is a bit hoarse today. I'm in favour of reinvestment, but it was when you're just being wasteful, as a friend of mine would call it, pimping your ride, right? It's like it's over embellishment, and there was debt upon debt upon debt to finance this. It was fake, and the company was a house of cards that was crumbling, right? Because in small businesses, any debt the company's got is nearly always personally guaranteed by the directors. So he was, he could say he had over $1 million in assets, but he had over $1 million in debt. He had no worth in the company. Balance sheet was paper thin, which, that's not uncommon in small businesses. And some businesses, that it can even work with no, wasteful, got mountains of cash. If you don't need it in the business, take it out, invest it in something else. But in his business, he's got whatever, somewhere between 15 and 20 staff. He's got 20 grand in the bank. Total. Right? That's even provision for tax. So here's the point. I think a lot of people talk about acting rich, this fake it till you make it thing. But the problem is they don't know what rich actually looks like. Right? So people are trying to think, if I was rich, I'd have nice cars, I'd do this. That. They don't know what rich actually looks like. See, for all the people I know, and I'm quite fortunate to know a lot of people that are significantly wealthy, multi-millionaires, and obviously the largest proportion of those are in the 1 to 10 million range. Okay, so their net worth is probably somewhere between 1 and 10 million pounds. And for most of those people, Ed, you wouldn't know they were rich.
Yeah.
Right? Like, a lot of people watching this might have heard of the book The Millionaire Next Door, which basically says your average rank and file millionaire, as it were, is driving an average car. Right? They dress relatively modestly. They're not extravagant against with their wealth. Now, don't get me wrong. Once you get into decamillions and certainly 20 million plus, then people, it's almost inconsequential for them to buy a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, right? Relative to their net worth. And you get into private jet territory when you get past 20 million, probably. But for sub 10, the way these people got there was by being conservative, not spending more than they earn, not having a load of debt, by saving, investing, being conservative, paying off their house early, not having a fleet of supercars and watches that just depreciate and go down in value. Right? That's how they got there. So if people are trying to fake it till they make it by jumping to the end and having the flash cars and flash houses, but they don't have the foundations in place, it falls on their face. So as was the case with Lee, he'd been faking it till he's making it, trying to shortcut success and demonstrate wealth when he hadn't got it. Acting rich, to my mind, is not having the flash holidays for Instagram purposes. It's I'm prudent with my cash, I'm conservative, I reinvest where appropriate, I've got a cash stockpile, I don't waste money, right? I'm smart. In other words, said differently, Ed, turnover is vanity, profit is sanity, cash is king. Name of a good book.
A very good book, I hear. Brilliant. So that's all for today. Thanks, guys. If you like, keep adding comments, questions, everything underneath, and we will get back to you. So till next week. Goodbye.
See you next time.